Hey guys, Victoria Paxton here. Thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Jonathan Paul Luna. So this case isn't far from me. If you all don't know, I live in the DMV area. DMV stands for DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So all three of them are together. Yeah, so anyway, so this wasn't far from me, okay? Luna was born on October 21st, 1965 and grew up in the Patterson Housing Project near Yankee Stadium in the South Bronx, New York City. His father was Filipino and his mother an African American from the American South. Luna received his undergraduate degree from Fordham University. He later studied at the University of North Carolina School of Law, where he was roommates with Reggie Shuford, whom apparently is somebody important. I don't know. He worked at Arnold & Porter in Washington, D.C. from 93 to 94 and the Federal Trade Commission from 94 to 97. He served as a prosecutor in the Brooklyn borough of New York City before moving to Baltimore to become an assistant United States attorney. Luna married Angela Hopkins, an obstetrician, on August 29, 1993, and they had 2 children together. At 11:38 p.m. on the night that he died, Luna left the Baltimore courthouse and went northeast on I-95. So y'all that don't know, I-95 runs from Florida all the way up. It's how you get around here in the DMV area. It's one of the ways you get around. He used his easy pass on I-95 into Delaware, but not on the New Jersey and Pennsylvania Turnpike. After 3 toll interchanges, he switched to buying toll tickets, which I didn't really get that aspect of it. At 12:57 a.m., $200 was withdrawn from Luna's bank account from the ATM at the JFK Plaza Service Center near Newark, Delaware. At 2:47 a.m., he crossed the Delaware River toll bridge to the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and at 3:20 a.m., his debit card was used to buy gas at the Sunoco King of Prussia Service Plaza. At 4:04 a.m., his car exited the turnpike at the Reading-Lancaster interchanges. The toll ticket had a spot of his blood on it, suggesting that he was already injured at this point. His car was parked at the back of the Sensiting and Weaver Well Drilling Company at 1439 Dry Tavern Road in Denver, Pennsylvania, before it was later driven into the creek. At 5 o'clock a.m., the first employee of Sensiting and Weaver arrived, and half an hour later, at 5:30 a.m., the car was noticed with its lights off and the front end into the stream. Blood was smeared over the driver's door and the front left of the car. Luna was face down in the stream under the car engine. He was wearing a suit and a black overcoat with his court ID around his neck. A pool of blood was found on the rear seat flooring. Although stabbed 36 times with his own pocket knife around the chest and neck, plus a head injury, the death was due to drowning. No suspects or motive for murder were determined. The FBI authorities leaned towards calling it a suicide and came to the conclusion he was alone from the time he left his office until his body was found. But the local Lancaster County authorities included 2 successive coroners, both ruled it as a homicide. Additional evidence collected during the investigation captured a second blood type and a partial print, as well as some grainy footage from near the time of the gas purchase made with Luna's credit card at the Sunoco Service Plaza. The investigation remains ongoing, and there's an unclaimed federal reward of $100,000 for information leading to a conviction. It was initially reported that Luna did not have the expected substantial defense wounds on his hands, that many of the wounds on his hands, and that many of the wounds were shallow, which are called hesitation wounds in a suicide victim. Some suggested motives for suicide were that Luna was to take a polygraph test concerning $36,000 in cash, which had disappeared from a bank robbery case that he had persecuted. Luna had a charge card, which his wife Angela did not know about. His name was on an internet dating site, and he had a $25,000 credit card debt. There's an accidental suicide theory that Luna was fabricating a kidnapping and attack, and things went too far. The Lancaster County coroner who performed the autopsy ruled Luna's death a homicide by drowning. Luna left his glasses, which he needed to drive, and his phone on his desk. He had called defense attorneys earlier in the night saying that he would fax over documents that that night before, but they never arrived. The pool of blood in the back seat would suggest Luna was in the back seat and someone else was driving. Okay, so I was able to connect with John Paul Luna. And let me start by saying I told him who I was. We talked a little bit about his wife, his kids, his case, what was going on. And the very first words out of his mouth were, look, I was not a perfect man. I was not a perfect husband. He said, I know this is going to break my wife's heart, but, you know, I cheated on her quite a few times. He said that's why he had the extra credit card, you know, because obviously he said, I didn't want to get caught. You know, I was a schmuck. You know, it was all about me. And I will say this. He didn't kill himself. And I talked about this on Friday Night Live 2 weeks ago that I was going to post this anyway. I'm not going to post what he said of who did this and who's responsible for it, because I have to be cautious of his words. And he is still to this day, even where he is, even though he's crossed over, he's concerned about his wife and kids. He's afraid if the truth comes out that they're going to be harmed. Okay, so I have to protect his words and I have to protect myself as well. So I'm going to tell you that he is claiming he was murdered, and there are several other pieces of evidence that if they were all pulled together, people would understand. He said he didn't steal the $36,000 like people are claiming that he did. He said, I wasn't a part of that. He said, I may not have been a perfect husband, but I prided myself on, you know, doing my job. And he said, I didn't take the money. Okay. So I wanted to go ahead and get this out, even though, you know, I couldn't really say too much. Yeah. So be nice, be kind, stay safe, stay healthy. Now there's some other damn monkeypox or some crap going on. I don't know, y'all. I'm just over it at this point. I just want to be healthy and not have to worry about it. So I hope you guys have an amazing week, and that about does it for me. Bye, guys.